Good day, everyone. I want to welcome you to my channel once again. This is Dr. Festus. In case you're watching my channel for the first time, please kindly subscribe to this channel and also like the video and then share it with your friends. Today, I want to start a series on how to use Google Earth Engine to do your remote sensing analysis, land cover and land use classifications, vegetation indices, and satellite images classifications, and any other GIS and remote sensing work that you want to do. So today I'm going to be starting with introduction to Google Earth Engine. And then after this introduction, I'll also do a very short, introduction on how you can import your shapefile into Google Earth Engine for you to commence your remote sensing analysis. So, and I hope that at the end of this video, I'm sure that you'll be happy to have watched it. Thank you very much. So Google Earth Engine, let me start with introducing you to how to get into Google Earth Engine. So we're going to, just go to Google. You can search for Google Earth Engine. And then when you search for it, you can just click on this. And then it's going to take you to where you have, some information about what Google Earth Engine is all about. Now, Google Earth Engine, some of you might be wondering why Google Earth Engine. Google Earth Engine is actually the latest platform that many remote sensing specialists and GIS specialists are using for their satellite images classifications, for other applications that have to do with using of satellite. Instead of using QGIS, ArcGIS, Google Earth Engine is actually a cloud-based platform. It's a cloud-based platform, and it gives you the access to be able to acquire satellite data, large scale, the satellite data, and also it can also help you to do what you call analysis, a large scale analysis that, that if you are to use QGIS or ArcGIS, it would have taken you a lot of time for you to have been able to do that. So with Google Earth Engine, you can do this large scale analysis, particularly if you're interested in high resolution images. If your work has to do with, acquiring high resolution images and classifying them over a very large, landscape, so if you're a macro ecologist, or you're a remote sensing person, or even you're a geographer, or you're somebody who is into, a large scale study, and you want to see even the trend over time, I would introduce you to this Google Earth Engine. It's a cloud-based platform, like I said. And then, of course, everything you do will be on the cloud. And then it will also take a lot of data. So you have to have good internet accessibility for you to be able to use Google Earth Engine. And another thing that is also very important if you're using Google Earth Engine is that your computer must have a good memory. You must have a good RAM, at least maybe 16 gig to 32 gig RAM, because that is actually the minimum. If you're not using a good computer, you will not be able to use Google Earth Engine. And not even only Google Earth Engine. If you're the type who do works that works that are large scale, or works that occupy a lot of space, like graphics, like some of these satellite images that we're talking about, your computer must be very sound, and that is the only way you can use Google Earth Engine. So Google Earth Engine, this is a summary of how it works. As you can see, this is the satellite imagery. You acquire the satellite images, and then you apply some algorithms. So these algorithms actually, you may not really have, good knowledge of. You may not be an expert in coding, but if you follow my three teachings step by step on this platform, you'll be able to use Google Earth Engine without even having a prior knowledge of coding. It's possible probably you have not even used R before, or you have not used a Python before. You can still work on Google Earth Engine, but you must be able to follow my teachings, step by step. It is after that you'll be able to, use it on your own. And then, so when you apply these algorithms, there are a lot of algorithms that you can apply based on what you want to use the Google Earth Engine for. So, and then after you apply your algorithm, you can then apply it to the reward problems that you're trying to solve. So these actually are the three main steps that are involved in Google Earth Engine. And Google Earth Engine can help you to it can help you to detect changes, you can map trends, you can quantify differences on Earth surface, you know. Of course, you can use it for many other things depending on what exactly you're interested in. So I'm just taking you through the platform, the website itself before we go into the Google Earth platform. Okay. So it has a lot of data available on this Google Earth engine. You remember, when I did a video on satellite image classification or acquiring of satellite images using USGS website, and then bringing it to QGIS to do all those analysis. It took a lot of effort to be able to do that. But now in Google Earth platform, Google Earth Engine platform, you can do all of those. You can acquire the satellite images in the same space. You can acquire it, you can classify, you can do all manner of things with it. You can tell the Google Earth Engine what you want to achieve with these satellite images that you have acquired, and then you're going to be surprised at what you will get. All right. So what else again? So let me just take you through. All right, a lot of persons have used this Google Earth Engine. In fact, in the last 10 years, researchers have been using Google Earth Engine, and it's been very wonderful. Although in most parts of the world, particularly the developing and underdeveloped part of the world, people have not really, started using Google Earth Engine. And so most of the people who have been using Google Earth Engine are in the developed part of the world. So I'm encouraging us to just, make use of this tool. This tool is very, 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 very productive. It's very, very user-friendly, and you can learn a lot of things from it. Okay, so let's go back now. So if you want to register, if you want to use Google Earth Engine, you have to register for it. So you have to register here. So just click on to register with Earth Engine. So if you're using for the first time, it's going to ask you to register. And when you register, it's going to ask you which cloud do you want to, which Google cloud do you want to use, which Google account that you want to use. So you can just click on anyone if you have. So when you click on this, you agree to the terms of service, email update. If you don't want it, you can remove this. Then you click agree and continue. So when you click agree and continue, it's going to ask you now to do what's it called? So it's already registered, so if you click on this, let me see what's going to bring up. So you click a project, like a name, you give it a name that you're going to use. So after that, I'm just doing this for you to see how it can be done. I've already done it for myself, so I'm not going to close this now and go back to my own account that I've created. So you have to create an account, and then you can go ahead and start using the Google Earth Engine. All right. So let me go back to my own account now. So this is my own account that I've created. So I'm going to Google Earth Engine. So I'm going to click on this. So this is actually how the platform looks like when you have created the account. This is how it looks like. So now this is my own account. And then I'm going to do a very short description on how you are to bring in your shapefile. If you want to acquire satellite images for a particular location, you need to get the shapefile of that location. But before that, let me introduce you to some of the things on the platform. The first thing I'm going to introduce you is what we call the script. The script is a platform, is that interface on the Google Earth Engine where you bring in, where you do all the what we call the analysis that you want to do. Like you do all the write-up, you write your algorithms, you bring up the code, and everything that you want to do is done on the script. So this is how it looks like. Then the document also, this is another interface that links you up with the repository in the Google Earth Engine. Usually, you may not even need this for your work. All right, so let's go to Asset. Asset, now asset is where you now, you import. This is where you import what you want to do, the shapefile you want to bring in. If it's a raster file you want to bring it, this is where you do the import. It is called assets. So you're declaring your assets. You're declaring what you want to bring on board. So this is where you import your shapefile, you import all of that, which I'm going to show you when I get to that stage. All right. So you can also see some of these tools, we get to use them as we move on. And in some of the series that I'm going to be bringing up after this series. So let me show you other things that are also here. So if you want to get a link, this is where you get a link. This is also there. When you're working on the Google Earth Engine, you need to save whatever you're doing. Maybe at the end of when you have finished running the codes, or when you're done with the project, you can just click save. And then if you type the code, this is where you run the code. You just click your run, and then it's going to process it for you. If you want to reset what you have done, this is what you're going to click, and then it's going to bring you back to what you did before. Now, this is for apps. This is also if you want to create, you want to make your project to become like an app image, an app or something. This is where you do that. So then let me also bring you to this. This is the inspector. As you're running the code, this one will show you what if anything is going wrong or not. This is where you have your console, whether your code is successful or not, you're going to see it here. And then whatever you have commanded the Google Earth Engine to do for you, this is where you're going to see it done. All right. So, all right, let's go back to console. So then you also have here where you can shift this up. And here is where you have the map section. The map section actually helps you to view, your area of interest, where you're working on, that area that you're working on, you can see it on the map. All right. So you can even zoom in or zoom out, just like the normal Google Earth, does, how it operates. So this one also operates like that. So let's bring it back. All right. So, okay. And then I'm going to show you other things here as we move on later on. So this is where your map, all the maps that you have will be listed here like a legend. This is where you have them. So, all right, this is where if you want to shift from ordinary map to satellite, you can click on this satellite. So you're going to shift, you can see now it has changed to satellite. All right. So if you want to bring it back to map, you can click on map, and then, it shows the map. Okay, so these are the different interfaces that we have on the Google Earth Engine. We also have the scale is here, so you get to know some of these things. As the more you use this Google Earth Engine, the more, you get familiar with the interfaces and all other things that are associated with the Google Earth Engine. All right, so let me now do a description of, because if you want to acquire satellite images, you don't just acquire just, arbitrarily without defining your area of interest. You have to define where your location is, your sites. You have to define, if you're working in you're interested in a protected area, you have to acquire the satellite images that is, specifically for that particular protected area. So I'm going to show you how to bring up your shapefile. Now, if you have acquired shapefile, normally you've downloaded your shapefile from any repository, or you have already gotten the shapefile, and then you want to now go ahead to acquire the satellite images. This is how you're going to do that. All right. So let me go to Assets. You go to Assets, then you come to New. Just click on this New. When you click on New, you're going to see different options that you can bring into the Google Earth Engine. You can upload image. If you remember, raster files are images, and they're usually like GeoTIFF images. So you can bring them up if that is what you have. You can bring up your raster file, also. Now, if you have a shapefiles usually have different formats. You have .shp, .shx, .dbl, .brf, or even the zip folder. If it is a zip folder you have, you can bring in the zip folder. Now, if you have it as .csv, you have your area of interest as an Excel sheet. You can bring it up also. All right, which has, and then if you have image collection, you can bring it up. If you have a folder, if it's in a folder, you can bring the whole folder also here. Now, let me go to shapefile. So I want to bring up shapefiles. So I'll click on shapefiles. So when you click on shapefiles, it's going to ask you, upload a new shapefile asset. Now, when you're uploading shapefile, something is very, very important for you to take note. You must make sure that don't just, in QGIS and in ArcGIS or ArcMap, we usually bring in only .shp. If you want to import or add layer, if you remember very well, add layer, you only add layer that is specifically for .shp. But for Google Earth Engine, all the associated files must be added for it to have a complete package of the shapefile itself. So you're going to click on select. So when you click on select, so you can navigate to the folder where you have those sources. I mean those files, different file formats. So I'm going to click on, this is my area of interest. So I'm going to click on .shp, then you press your control key, select all of these, all the formats that are associated with this particular location. So you bring them up and click open. So when you click open, they are listed here. All right. So all of these, you don't need to really adjust any of this. You can give it a name if you wish. You can change the name. All right, here, just type here and change the name. All right. So, so after doing this, I'll just click upload. So now when I click upload, immediately the Google Earth Engine will start to process this information under the task section. So you go to task section. So when you get to the task section, you will see that it's already showing something here. As it is rolling like this, it's a sign that it is actually processing that information, and it's going to bring it up as a table, or and then which you can then make it your area of interest. So let's give it like maybe a few seconds. So once it's done, you will see it to tick like all of these ones that I have done before now. So it's going to click a tick to show that it has done, but now it is still All right, good. So now it's showing us that it is actually a tick. So it is done. So for us to now bring it up in this script, because this is actually where you need it, the script. You have to import it into the script. So you need to come back to assets. So now you can see under assets, this is all my own, the asset that I've worked on before. These are my assets. These are the different projects that I have done before. So I need to make sure that this one that I've imported is also part of these cloud assets. So what I need to do is to click on refresh. So click on refresh because it's already done here. So you need to click on refresh to bring it up on this table of content. So I'm going to click refresh. All right, you can see now it's already here. JWLP is already there. So now, once it is there, what is next for me is to import it into the script. So just bring your cursor on top of this and then move a bit in front of it. You see, you want to share it, it's here. If you want to edit it, you want to rename it, it's here. Now, this arrow is where we're interested in. Import into script. So I need to import it into my script. So I just click on import. You can see immediately it's already imported into my script. So now this is where the work begins. So after it has been imported into the script, it has created it. It has given it a name as table, made it a table. That's the name, variant VAR table. So now I need to now refer to it, all right, in my project as my area of interest. This is actually my area of interest. So to do this, I'm going to I've already written out the code. So I'm going to copy the code. I will explain the code to you. All right. So I'm going to copy. So I'm going to paste the code here. Now, all right. So good. So now the code, the first code that I've written here, just see it is very, very simple. I'm trying to define that I'm creating a new variable called AOI. VAR AOI is equal to table. You can see this table is already defined here. So I'm referring to it as my area of interest, right? Then I want this map. You can see the map here. I want it to be shown on the map. So that's why I wrote this second code. This second code is Map.centerObject, center object. That means to center this object. So I'm now saying this is the language of Google Earth. So you just don't need to ask too much question. Just master it and know that for different different platforms, different kind of either it is R or it is Python or it is anything, they have their own languages. So this is the language for Google Earth Engine. So you have to say Map.centerObject. That means you want this object to be centralized on the map. And what is that object? AOI. All right. You want it to be centralized. So just to AOI, which is what you have already defined. All right. Even though I've not run the code, I'm just trying to give you the meaning of each of the codes. Then comma, then 7. Then this, at the end of each code, you must put a semicolon because that is the rule for it to be, for the Google to know that you are done with that particular code. All right. So then I also now say, okay, I want this map to be added to my legend as a layer on my legend, on the map legend. So that's why I say Map.addLayer, AOI. This is what I'm adding, the AOI itself. Now I'm going to give it a color. The color is blue. And then I want it to be named as AOI. This is actually the name of it. I'm giving, you can change the name. You can make it area of interest or something, whatever. So you can give it any name you wish. So I just call it, to make it short, AOI. So that's the name that will be shown on the legend. All right, so now let's run the code one by one. So we're going to run this one. VAR AOI is equal to the table. So when you run this, you can see, all right, then I want it to be centralized, okay? So I'm going to click on run this one also. Click on. You can see it's going to be centralized. You can see it now on the map is there. It has gone there immediately to where it is. Then I want it to be added to my layer. So what am I going to do? I'm going to run this one and give it a color blue. So run. Good. So this is already done. So for us to see this, you can just zoom. You can zoom this. All right, you can see. Let me draw this up a little bit. So this is my AOI. It's actually, the one in color blue. You can see it now. So this is found in Jos, Nigeria. So you can see this is my AOI. Now the layers, now this is where the layer is. You can see it's shown on my layer because I already run this map. I run this code to make it to be added to my layer. So everything I do that I add to this layer will be shown on this layer. So this is AOI showing already. So this is how to import your shapefile into the Google Earth engine. So after that, after this, you can then go ahead and acquire satellite images specifically for this AOI and then do all those other analysis that you want to do. So this is where I'm going to stop today. Tomorrow, or another day rather, I'm going to bring up another video where I would then begin to do this analysis one by one. So we're going to be doing them step by step. So we'll now move into how to acquire satellite images, and then we'll run the code, we'll type the code and run the code, and I'll explain the meaning of each of the codes for you. So this is where I'm going to stop. Please stay tuned. Don't go far away from my channel. Subscribe, like the video, and share the video with your colleagues. Thank you very much. And then I hope to see you the next time I bring in another video, which is a continuation of this particular one. All right. So thank you, everyone. And then have a good day ahead. Bye.